Alright, what's up everybody? Today's video is going to be a bit different. Normally, I'm here talking about hero shooters, breaking down metas, complaining about bad design choices, you know, the usual. But this time, I figured I'd actually show you something that just happened while I was playing. So this is a match in Rivals that started off super chill, just quick play, nothing serious, and then out of nowhere, it turns into a full-on circus. And you'll see it over the course of the match where everything slowly falls apart and you can feel your sanity leaving your body in real time. Now, before we get any further, I just want to ask if you guys have any questions for me, like a Q&A sort of thing, because I'm thinking of making a Q&A video if I have enough questions for said video. So drop them in the comments below and I'll answer them in the next video that I make. And so yeah, we'll get into the video now. Alright, so what I was doing here was doing reconnaissance, my gentlemen and ladies, or also known as seeing who was the most vulnerable. Well, it turned out to be me, because Daredevil almost stuck his baton up my ass and Luna stunned me, so that wasn't nice. And essentially I was trying to get an idea of who I could harass, but since really there was no openings, I was still flying around. I was like a plane on a sunny day in September 2001 trying to find something to hit. Now, my flying here actually was very bad, so if I was a pilot on a sunny day on September 11th, 2001, there would at least be one plane still standing. Now this, I'm not even commenting on the video. So yeah, right here, my team was doing most of the work. I'm a fraud. Me and Psylocke were having, throughout the entire game, you'll notice that me and Psylocke were having a purple hair, band for band, Starbucks barista, I don't even know, competition, let's go with that. And yeah, Ultron made himself useful, he popped ult, and then we assaulted the rest of them, and that was game for the first point. You saw Rocket at the back here trying to help out Magneto, but it really wasn't going anywhere. I decided to give him mercy because, well, I felt like a nice guy, and I should have killed him considering how the game would go afterwards. But yeah, first point was easy peasy lemon squeezy, and after that, it wasn't. But now let's take our attention up here to the left-hand side. So you'll notice this particular individual under the name of 9 with a cross. God bless his soul, because I don't know what the fuck he was doing throughout the duration of the match, constantly swapping. Give this man an exorcism. Now, so he, or whatever it is, started out with Daredevil, then they swapped to Spider-Man. So they went through about like 4 characters before the first point was even touched. So Spider-Man, and then instantly to Mr. Fantastic. And then I don't even know where he was throughout this match. I did not see Fantastic at all. Oh wait, was that him? Was that him? Right there. For a fraction of a fuck second, you could you could see that Mr. There he is. There he is. Right here. I can't even. You know, it's just, there we go. You can see Adams more clearly than you could see Mr. Fantastic's contribution in this match right here. So there we go. There's Fantastic, and he didn't have a fantastic time actually, because then he let's just call it a he. Fuck it, I'm not gonna attribute pronouns. I don't know. Let's just go he. I can't keep swapping. Any horror. So then the ultimate form was Mantis, and I'm pretty sure that's what this individual stayed as for the duration of the match, and that was great. Now, 4 characters before the first point is even done is remarkable. That's got to be some kind of world record. And so this was my main culprit, the devil of the match, because up until now we had Snow, Light, and then Luna, which is actually ironic because Snow and Luna, right? And so from here on out, it was not a pleasant experience, as I've already alluded to, but you don't quite understand how long it took us to get the next point. So let's actually move on to that next area. Right, now I fast forwarded a little bit simply for the fact that I remember this is when it clicked with me that they were using triple support, since I was doing damage or supposed damage to Luna, but it didn't mean much, and that's because some external force was giving her healing. And then I was like, okay, we're gonna get the fuck out of here because I don't really know how to process this. And I also noticed that our payload didn't move, and for some reason they were on our payload, and I went back and plopped my ass down on the payload, thinking like, my collar's blue but my neck is red, you know, that type of thing. So this is hard work, you gotta acknowledge that. And so I was on the payload for a little bit, and then I decided, why not just waste my ult over here? And I threw it at, of course, it was Psylocke. I was thinking that I was going to get Psylocke and Mantis, which would have been a nice little two-piece, but Mantis, of course, somehow got out of that, and I just continued to abuse Psylocke through the match. And then Mantis went to do her thing, and fortunately, I got killed by Star-Lord's ult. For some reason, I decided, yeah, let me go straight into that. And I died here, and I died too many times. But fortunately, we still have one healer, so that would solve our problems. And yeah, so this continued for a while. There's really nothing to commentate here. This is just pure terrorism. He also swapped to Doctor Strange, which is just pumping a lot of heals into one tank, which is delightful for my team because we still had 3 tanks, but we were achieving no damage. So, you know, what do you even do with that? It was the right tactic because using 3 tanks to go into triple support is what you should do, but when you have one healer, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get very far. So, you know, the game progressed as it would. And it really took us nowhere. I think it took about 9 minutes until we got a second healer. So all that I was doing here was basically aerial cardio. I might as well have joined the air show because I was doing nothing of actual significance. And so I was flying around, trying to take somebody off the map, send them to purgatory, but not quite what was going to happen. And then they popped an ult. To be fair, their ults were not very good, but still the healing output was more than what we had. And so that was kind of the deciding factor for this little sector. Now, I almost killed Luna, but of course, Guangguan intercepted that and said that's not going to happen. And then she went back and was healed by her team. And then, of course, we have the trio of Cancer right here. This is the real Tropic of Cancer, where they just heal themselves. And I went for a healing pack right here, and you'll see my thought process, all right? So I went to get that healing pack, and I saw that it wasn't there. And I'm like, all right, I'll make another loop-de-loop, see if I can get some kills, maybe disrupt the team. No, can do. And I'm like, all right, let's get that heal. I need that. Fortunately, Ultron healed me like 0.3%. That really helped me a lot. Healing pack wasn't there, so I cut my losses and tried to do what I could. But again, nothing was happening. So I decided to fly some more, and nothing really happened there. So I was just flying around. You guys don't need to see every single acrobatic move that I made. But right here, yeah, here's another ult wasted. So this was actually smart, but it didn't mean anything because they could still heal their team just via the distance, so it really didn't matter. So right here, I tried to do something, but didn't achieve nothing because Luna, Guangguan's favorite soldier, decided that let's give her an ult. And finally, you'll notice that we do have a second healer. It only took 9 minutes, or even more than 9.5 minutes, close to 10 minutes. Okay, maybe I'm pushing it, but yeah, it took a long time until Major Lisp decided, let me contribute something. I wasn't contributing anything, to be honest, so I can't really talk shit. But, you know, if I had a second healer, I could at least act like I was able to do something. And so I think I was ulted on by... No, I was blaster barraged by who else other than this cunt. I have beef with Star-Lord, you have no idea. And so the match progresses, and I was like, this probably isn't going to happen. We've spent like 5 to 6 minutes just running around, achieving nothing. And actually, this is where I remember texting to the group saying, hey guys, could we perhaps maybe get a second healer? But I didn't notice that Major Lisp actually did go to Luna, and I'm like, all right, never mind. So after a few seconds pass, Luna, Guangguan finally did realize that we had Luna and gave us the blessed ult. If I can just fast forward a little bit, I die, which is great. I mean, that's nothing new. I've died like 67 times, and basically we're just waiting for some miracle here. And I push them back a little bit, but nothing of note happens until, God bless her soul, Luna pops her ult. And this is one of those cinematic moments. This is something that you only see every now and then in a movie. This is like when the main character is down, and then he gets some like sensational moment where he comes to some sort of realization that he can do it, and then he locks in and cooks. Now, of course, this wasn't something that I did, but Luna did, and that was enough for me to say that I did a portion of the work, because I was just, you know, stabbing people and really achieving nothing with that. However, I did do enough here. I feel that I distracted the other team, and I'm just going to take credit for taking point myself, which was great. And also, Leah over here, she swapped to her Lord Phoenix, and I mean, the combination of Phoenix and Luna is really hard to deal with. And so finally, through God's grace and Guang Guang's strongest soldier, we were able to win the second point. And then it got a little easier, but still, it was not very comfortable win, because like I was still crashing out because I couldn't do diddly dick, and here I wasn't helping myself out. I went into the middle of hell by getting stunned and frozen by what's her face, Luna. So again, sensational stuff to see right there. And you know, I had my ult, and I was very concerned and conservative and self-aware of my ult usage because it wasn't doing a goddamn thing. Now right here, you'll actually notice that I started texting the other team, writing in chat that I hate you so much with my entire heart that you're using triple support. And it was, I don't know if I can find the chat anymore because it's been a couple days, but this Mantis had the nerve to say, well, you guys were using triple tank. And I'm like, we're not using triple tank anymore. It's been about like 2 minutes. So you can kind of swap off triple tank. And so that's where we found ourselves. We had a minute and 15 seconds to win points, and we had to figure things out. Now, I finally killed Psylocke again, so I think 90% of my kills were just Psylocke, so that's kind of funny. I don't think she was too fond of anything that I was contributing to her experience. And right here, yeah, I don't know why I was even bothering to take Strange to Purgatory, but it just wasn't going to happen. I didn't kill anybody. I didn't take anybody off the edge. And again, here, this is me typing away, just arguing with Mantis. And right here, fantastic ult usage. It did absolutely nothing, and I just died. So, you know, I'm not going to hype myself up too much. You know, I'll call myself as a tactical distraction. And then we had a Magneto. So actually, who did we have before this? We had a Magneto the whole time, but that's actually the first time I even noticed that we had a Magneto. Anyways, Magneto was doing work. I died here, and then I was pushing up, trying to at least become an inconvenience, push them back as much as I could. But again, her cardio is not anything to write home about. She has the cardio of a 90-year-old cardiac arrest. I don't even think that matters. 90-year-old is pretty much all that point proves. And so yeah, Luna popped her ult, and then we were cooking. And at this point, it was getting into sudden overtime. And it was sudden because I didn't fucking expect to be here in the first place. And now they were getting a little spread out. We were staggering them. What I was trying to do here was try to, again, send one of them over the edge. But the only thing that was getting over the edge was my patience. I grabbed Mantis, and then sent her to the other side. But it wasn't exactly what I was trying to do. But still, you know, it bought my team some time. And, you know, they only had to deal with 2 healers. And so that was somewhat of a help. And then our Rocket popped his ult, and then slowly but surely I got my ult as well, and we were able to pick off some of the remaining soldiers by the payload. And eventually, once I did get my ult, I was, you know, it's conveniently enough, at the end I was patient with my ult usage. And yeah, you'll notice that they swapped, or they didn't swap, but they used their Strange portal when they were already right there. So I don't really get what that was going to do. So that was interesting. And then, yeah, I was just waiting to see if a healer was going to show up over here. And I was going to pop my ult and then trap them right here. Because at the very least, they're not able to heal past this little barrier. And that would have provided some relief to my team. And lo and behold, no healers showed up. We managed to get rid of the rest of these guys, and there we go. Fantastic ult usage by me yet again. And after all that time, we finally managed to win. And our Psylocke was actually the MVP of the match, but I was the MVP in everybody's hearts, so that's really all that matters. So the point of this video is just to show you guys how triple support exists in comp and quick play, and there's really no reason why people should go triple support in quick play. It just extends matches that really had no business being that long in the first place. And these guys on the other team were not good. They were just sustaining themselves to the point where it hid their incompetence and skill, or lack thereof rather. I mean, I wasn't playing well. I am well aware of that. I wasn't really doing anything to adjust to them. It was quick play yet again, so I'm not trying to play some sort of specific counter to a triple support. We already had a counter, but again, we didn't exactly have the healing output that we needed. And again, when we did have the healing output, when we got that second healer, we were able to take the game to the other team and eventually win pretty easily. So that kind of proves that we were just missing that one piece. So yeah, that just about wraps up today's video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this type of content, leave a comment down below. Let me know, and I'll just make this a common thing throughout the channel. Not something that I'm going to rely on, but I'll upload it every now and then if I have enough clips and if you guys support it. So yeah, there's that. Consider liking and subscribing to the channel to let me know that you support what we do here. And yeah, at any rate, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to leave those questions if you want me to do a Q&A. And yeah, until next time, take care.